Hey guys, welcome to our weekly AMA for Blue and Book. Hope you guys are all having a great week. Got a couple updates for you guys today. Although today I mainly want to talk about the overall markets, market sentiment, and what we can expect in the near future as as the markets start to heat up. I think that we've all been waiting for years for this alt season to start, and I think that we're with rate cuts coming up later this year. I mean, very soon, and probably numerous rate cuts. I think we're about to enter that time when crypto is going to start to really take off. So I just want to give you guys some insight on that, and so you guys can start to prepare and know what to expect. I know that having been in altcoins having not performed great over the last couple of years overall, it can be easy to forget what it's like when you're in a true bull market, and just how that kind of works, and what the dynamics of that are going to be, and how that's going to impact the projects and the prices of the tokens. So let's just jump right into it. I know that the blue price right now is just shy of $4. We're sitting at about a 2.6 on the staking index right now. So G blue is pretty much almost exactly $10 value. So essentially, if you essentially with the staking rewards that have been gained, blue is the equivalent of $10. That's kind of what the G blue index can show you. But I mean, the main thing I want to talk about in terms of the environment with upcoming bull market and real altcoin season is it really is a completely different environment. When people are making money on all of their trades, whether that be margin trades on centralized exchanges or margin trades on decentralized exchanges like Hype. There's people generally will just have a lot more money that they have available to put into new things, or to put into things like blue or things like book. When people are losing money on all of their other trades, and right now, with a few exceptions, a lot of altcoins are just not doing great, right? Like a lot of the best of breed meme coins, like if you look at stuff like Pepe, WIF, like those are the two I always kind of go to, but it really kind of applies to all of them. A lot of them are at fairly close to local lows right now. They've all come down quite a bit, and I think that we're going to be entering the environment where that's going to turn around in the very near future. So again, like when people are losing money on a lot of their other trades, that's an environment where like money will get extracted out of our ecosystem. Whereas when people are making money on all their trades and they're making money in a lot of the projects that they're in, people are in that environment. People are looking for things to put their money to work in, right? Like that's when it's a lot easier to get inflows. And when again, like my first big project to blow up was Bomb Money, and that was kind of launched at the peak of the bull market of 2021, and it attracted millions and millions of inflows, even with me being an unknown dev at the time. So it's even for myself, it's hard to kind of go back to those times and say, hey, what was the environment like then, with it having been so many years of poor market performance since then. But it's I can certainly remember what it was like, and I know that we're going to experience that again. And this is not when you want to be on the sidelines. This is you want to be establishing all your positions at lows, and that I think right now with blue and with book, it's a excellent time for entry into both of these projects, and just to relax and kind of let the market do what it's going to do over the next couple of months. So that's the main thing I wanted to say in regards to just the markets and the price action that we've seen, and like what to kind of expect in the next couple weeks and next couple months. If you guys have any questions about that, definitely let me know. Something else I want to show you guys is some updates on Aberan Finance. That's the project launch on Abstract, where we're doing the airdrop for the G Blue holders. There's been excellent progress there. It's taken a little bit longer than I originally mentioned. I think I said a couple weeks when I first talked about it, and it's been a couple weeks since then. The audits are getting underway right now. And it did take a little bit longer than expected to get the front end finished up, but it's overall it's really looking great. So just wanted to kind of demonstrate that to you guys. I got a test net of the UI operational right now. So this is not public. I'm running this locally right now. But we are getting a lot of guys testing this. I've actually had a couple guys on my team already tested this out, and we're having a ton of other guys testing from from other teams as well. But yeah, I mean, it's really coming along. It's all functioning. You can see I got my Aberan token here for testing. But I mean, just to show you guys some things about how this is working. Swaps are all working great. I'll show you that. Liquidity management's all, it's all set up and operational. It's for anyone that's familiar with Aerodrome Finance, you'll be really familiar with how all this works. But it's basically, you got your V2 style pools, you got stable pools, you got concentrated liquidity, all the stuff that you guys would be used to if you've played around on a DEX. There's some, we're very similar to Aerodrome, which does have some unique advantages over like a vanilla Uniswap fork. Like namely we have the ability to set up staking for any of these LP positions. And this is something that actually like the people that lock up their ABX are going to be able to vote on. And I mean, I'll just show you guys all that real quick here. Because I mean, this is going to be super exciting when this launches. I mean, right now Abstract only has one DEX, and it's a very vanilla Uniswap fork. And so we are going to become the liquidity layer on Abstract. And I'm sure there's going to be some things that we can do with synergies between the projects. But, for example, this is one of our main incentivized pairs that we have on testnet. This is all on testnet right now at the moment. But you can see I got my, actually, no, that's not our main incentivized pair is this guy. But you can see it's just, ETH and ABX paired up. This is just like your standard V2 style liquidity. You can see I've got my position staked here. I'm earning ABX. I can claim that anytime. I'll go ahead and claim that right now. We just recently set up a few more incentivized gauges, or where you can stake your LPs. And this is all on testnet. We're just testing super thoroughly here, and while we get the audits done. But yeah, this is actually the deployer wallet that we used for the testnet, so that's why I got so much. I got like 5,000 or 5 million ABX locked up here. I got another million locked up here. But yeah, you can take your ABX, you can lock it. Let's lock some, maybe 2 years. It's a test net, so it can be kind of slow sometimes. I just did the approval. Yeah, something else that's cool is like we fully support the Abstract global wallet, which is like a smart contract based wallet. So so I've created my lock. So now I've got a brand new lock with 25,000 ABX. Let's refresh that. There it is right there. With that, I can then go and vote on, whichever gauges, whichever like pools I want to be incentivized. Oh, I have to take a look at that. I think the test net's kind of acting up right now for some reason. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to show you guys real quick that, I know I talked about this a couple weeks ago, and it's taken a little bit longer than I had planned, but, it's we got a whole team of guys working on this, and some really, really skilled guys. So, yeah, I mean, everything's looking great. We got a lot of launch partners lined up. Not going to name any names right now, but it's definitely looking extremely bullish. So, and you guys, all the G Blue holders are going to receive a nice airdrop of ETH-ABX. So you guys will be able to vote on pools and, be able to start earning bribes and earning trading fees from that. So there's going to be a ton of potential to make money here. And, I know that a lot of the money that I make, I'm going to, be cycling back into our own ecosystems. And, it kind of goes back to what I was just talking about earlier in the AMA, just about, when you have trades that are making money elsewhere, you have a lot more money to put into other things that you like. So, I mean, I can't speak for everybody else, but I know for myself personally that once we start to get into a bit of an alt season, I have all kinds of trades that are going to give me access to capital that are going to allow me to pump, our projects, and not just to pump it, but just, because I want to own more book. I want to own more blue. And I'm not the only one that's in that situation, right? There's a lot of plays that I'm in that, are going to be, going to give me access to a ton of capital once the markets start to really take off. So, I know a lot of other guys are in that same position. And I mean, as kind of to touch base again on, just the sentiment around a bull market and kind of like the sentiment where we're at right now, just to talk about things overall, it's something where right now, like retail interest, like YouTube views on crypto channels is quite low right now. This is all going to spike up like crazy once some of these coins start to push new all-time highs. Once ETH is at 5,500 or 6,000, once some of the popular meme coins start to like, push up substantially, retail is going to get back interested. And that's when things are going to really go haywire, right? So a lot of great things coming up. This DEX is going to be wild. I hope you guys all not only participate in the airdrop, but also, bridge some funds over for, our first week when that comes up within the next couple weeks. There's going to be some huge potential. Like, just to give you guys an idea, like one of the pairs that we're going to incentivize heavily, because like, as the team, we're getting a bunch of locked ABX positions that we can use to incentivize really key trading pairs to make sure that we build huge liquidity in all the important pairs. So one of the huge ones is going to be this ETH-ABX pair. So this is going to be paying an insane amount of ABX rewards for anyone that deposits liquidity into this. And you can kind of see that already with my testnet example here. Like I just claimed this a couple minutes ago. I've already earned another 2,000 ABX here. So we're going to have heavy rewards on this pair. And everybody that's getting airdropped is going to get airdropped locked positions. So the only way to enter the farming position is going to be to buy our token ABX on the open market. So it should lead to some pretty insane price action on that token, not only for this reason, but for a lot of other reasons. So I know a lot of guys are going to do super well in this protocol, and I'm sure a lot of those funds are going to flow back to some of our ecosystems. So very exciting times ahead, and I know like the rest of you guys, I've been waiting for this alt season. I've been thinking for a year it's right around the corner, but now I do truly feel with these rate cuts coming that it is truly in our very immediate future. So overall, very exciting times ahead. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. If anybody has any questions or comments about anything, or anything that I've said, or any questions or comments about anything else, let me know. Or otherwise, we're gonna cut this one off a little short today because I don't have too much new stuff to bring to you guys. I'll give it another 20-30 seconds, see if anything rolls in, and otherwise I'm gonna get back to work, and I'll see you guys next week. What's up, Scott? Very bullish. I know it's hard to see the bullishness when we're in a bit of a rut right now, but yeah, it's you just got to have faith, and it's we know the markets are going to turn around at some point, and we're already seeing signs of it. ETH already started to push up, and a lot more coming soon. What's happening with the AI building? So the last stream that I did, it had like almost zero turnout on the live stream. I know like the main purpose of the Build With Me AI streams is to build that solid YouTube content, but it's so much more challenging to do those if I'm doing it live. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, do I need to change the format of how we do live streams? Like, I was thinking like maybe we need to like have a definitive thing that we're building, so that like on the live stream we can say, hey, this is what we're building this stream, and like that might attract more people to the stream itself. I love making those videos. I love talking about building. I love talking about AI. But if we're not going to get participation on the live streams, it makes more sense for me to just record those not live, right? That way there's a lot more. I can record something twice if I don't say it properly, or there's just a lot of advantages to not doing it live. So I mean, I'd love to continue doing it live, but we need to get the participation, or else, I mean, there's not much point of the extra effort to make it live if people aren't watching. Thanks, Aaron. Based on past experience, any price predictions for Blue? I mean, it's a tough one, right? It's a tough one. I think it's really impossible to say, but I mean, I think that with some of the things that we can get going, once the markets are looking better, once there's more retail interested in investing, once there's like just more activity happening overall, that combined with some of the other things that I already mentioned earlier in the AMA, with just better overall sentiment, people having access to a lot more capital, like just like I said, like I'll have access to hundreds of thousands of dollars more once an alt season starts to really get into gear. So, I mean, you guys know me, like with BOM, I put $1.5 million into buying the BOM token to push it up the price closer to peg. You know, I put hundreds of thousands of dollars into buying book on the open market. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of that went into liquidations, but you know what, I'm still here, and I'm still, you know, I still want to own a ton of books. So, I mean, I can say just for myself, you know, I'm going to be pumping a lot of money into the ecosystem just to get my own positions right. So, I mean, I think the sky's the limit. I think new all-time highs are definitely very, very likely. And keep in mind, a new all-time high for blue, let's just call it like $30. Well, the blue staking index by then is going to be at least 3.0, maybe higher. So you're looking at someone that entered at the beginning, even if you bought in at the absolute all-time high so far of $28, you know, when we get back to $30 plus with a 3.0 staking index, that's like the equivalent of being at like $90. So there's a ton that you can earn in that situation. So I'd say definitely new all-time highs would be my prediction, and probably far beyond what we've already seen. Hope that answered your question as good as I could. Thank you. And let's see how low. Let's see this low through, and then let's go. Yep, 100%, guys. Snapshot for Aberan was already taken, right? Yep, there was a snapshot taken. So this is something where I don't want to talk too much about this, just because I wanted to have a talk with the team. But there's, you know, I'm thinking along the lines of maybe breaking up the so basically there was like an allocation that originally was talked about it being 1 million ABX for the snapshot for blue holders. So I'm not going to go back on my word. That's, you know, already going to happen, but there's some potential there where maybe I can have that number be higher. But the thing is that so many guys sold since that snapshot was taken that, you know, if I secure more ABX there, I'm not going to do it based on that original snapshot, right? So again, let me figure out more in terms of that. But no matter what, there was already a snapshot taken for the original allocation. I can potentially get a bunch more ABX for you guys, but if I do that, there's no way I'm going to drop those ABX based on the old snapshot, just because so many guys sold. So there might be a second snapshot for a second allocation, but can't confirm that yet, because I got to talk with the guys on the team and see if that's something that they want to do. Yes, I think record until you get traction. Yeah, it probably makes more sense. I figured an MSS question was going to come at some point. Aaron, a question on MSS. What can we do when we reach max wallet? Am I all your projects? I appreciate your advice. Okay, so I mean, if you like MSS, you could open up a second wallet. Otherwise, I think all the projects are going to do well in the bull market. You know, I know a lot of guys are super, you know, really love MSS, and you know, I think that we can even build some stuff for MSS in the future. But you guys know that like my main focus now is probably, you know, more so on blue and on book, and obviously on Aberan. But yeah, hope that answered your question sufficiently. But yeah, thanks for the feedback, guys, and maybe I'll wait a little longer to see if any other questions or comments roll in. But yeah, it's a super exciting couple months coming up. You know, just hold tight. Don't be one of those guys that sells the bottom. This is the time to build up your positions. You know, and just from my personal experience, just even in the last, you know, year or two, like a lot of my plays that really did well for me are ones that they're not ones where you just instantly get rich off them. It's ones where you believe in the project and you accumulate while the prices are low, right? And then as long as you have that conviction in the project, which I believe, you know, a lot of you guys should have, that's why you're here watching the AMA right now. You know, that's when you're going to reap the benefits once things really start to turn around. So, and I think that we're not too far away from that time. Excited with all these projects. Yeah, I mean, you and me both. All right, guys. Well, it looks like that's all the comments that are coming in. So everyone enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll be in the Telegram groups if you guys have any other questions that come up. Oh, we got one last comment before we take off. Absolutely fill your bags full of book and blue. 100%, my man. I mean, I know that I'm definitely going to be adding to my bags from both projects. in large quantities. You bet, man. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll talk again soon. See you guys next week.